6 of Elon Musk's most mental ideas. As the famous saying goes, there's a fine line between genius and insanity. Throughout history, the end of the insane people was not the mental hospital, some of whom had the end of changing the world and leading it to a new stage. Many of those, no one believed them and then drove them crazy, but they remained steadfast in their ideas until the world surrendered to them. One of the most famous of our time is Elon Musk. Elon, like other exceptional people, had his ideas ahead of his time, which led him to suffer from the rejection of him by the scientific community, who refused many of his strange ideas. Elon did not care about any sound around him, except for the sound saying, "Nothing is impossible. I can do it." In this video, we will talk about 6 of Elon Musk's most mental ideas, some of which have become projects and companies on the ground, and some are still dreams. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We are regularly coming out with new videos and want you to be there for all of them. The first idea: making life multiplanetary. Elon was confirming in many of his interviews his great passion for realizing his plans to colonize space and settle several planets. He finds that the idea of a future that does not contain our being among the stars is so depressing and sad. He once said, "You want to wake up in the morning and think the future is going to be great. And that's what being a spacefaring civilization is all about. It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past. And I can't think of anything more exciting than going out there and being among the stars." In fact, Musk's idea of settling other planets came into effect with the beginning of the foundation of SpaceX and the launch of the Road to Mars program. For the first time, he developed the idea of reusable rockets, and also through the Starships program, is trying to launch low-cost rocket technology rocket models made of stainless steel structures instead of expensive carbon fibers. Musk dreams of creating an integrated city on Mars by launching thousands of Starships. Each rocket has a capacity of 100 people, and its journey to the Red Planet takes 6 months, and 2 flights per day starting in 2022. Musk wants all of this activity to lead to the establishment of a sustainable settlement on the Red Planet. This goal, making humanity a multi-planet species, is close to the entrepreneur's heart. He has repeatedly stressed that it's why he founded SpaceX back in 2002, and why he has been amassing wealth for the past few decades. Back in mid-2017, Musk said that the Starship architecture, which was then called the Interplanetary Transport System, could potentially allow a 1,000,000-person city to rise on Mars within 50 to 100 years. He's still working towards such an ambitious timeline, an even more ambitious one in fact. The second idea: dropping a nuclear bomb on Mars. The craziest idea ever, and in fact, it's not a joke at all. In his interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert back in 2015, when Stephen asked him about his plans for colonizing Mars, he replied that he really intends to make life possible on Mars by warming up the Red Planet to a reasonable temperature, since the temperature on Mars is average -81 degrees. The audience was astonished at this proposition, and Stephen surprised him with the question, "How would you do that?" At the time, Elon answered, "There is a fast way to do this, which is to drop nuclear bombs on the planet. The explosions would vaporize a fair chunk of Mars's ice caps, liberating enough water vapor and carbon dioxide, both potent greenhouse gases, to warm up the planet substantially," the idea goes. This terraforming concept is apparently still bouncing around in Musk's head, because on August 15, 2019, he tweeted, seemingly unprompted, "Nuke Mars." If Musk is serious about nuking the Red Planet, he'll have to overcome significant skepticism. For starters, many scientists and exploration advocates have concerns about any terraforming effort. Do we have the right to fundamentally transform another world, especially one that might host its own unique adapted life even today, for our own purposes? The third idea: the Boring Company. Once Elon was driving on the Los Angeles Expressway. The road was very crowded, and the wait was boring. So Elon used the rush hour to think of a crazy genius idea that radically solves the traffic problem. Elon Musk pitched a grandiose vision of the future of intra-city vehicle travel. Layers of tunnels that would efficiently speed vehicles through cities. This idea translated for an amazing company launched in 2016 called The Boring Company, where Musk owns 90% of it. The Boring Company's strategy to speed things up is twofold. First, Musk wants to design a machine that can dig and reinforce a tunnel at the same time. Musk says cars will be able to travel through his tunnel once with speed reached to 130 miles per hour, which means you can travel from Paris to Zurich in just 2.5 hours by your car. This great idea was nothing but a hobby for Elon in his free time. He said, "This is basically interns and people doing it part-time. It's maybe 2% or 3% of my time." The fourth idea, a supersonic electric plane. Musk's already got a lock on the electric car market with Tesla, but he's apparently got eyes on the air also. During a video chat with entrepreneurs, he said that he may someday work to develop a supersonic all-electric plane that could take off and land vertically. I wish somebody would do that. If somebody doesn't do that, maybe at some point in the future I will. Elon still thinks this project will be difficult to complete, and it's not just about money. He said on the interview on Joe Rogan's podcast, "I think it's incredibly difficult to bring an aircraft to production and meet all the regulatory requirements worldwide." The supersonic electric planes aren't completely off the table though. Musk hinted that he might give the idea more thought once his other projects, particularly electric cars and solar panels, reach their desired scale. The fifth idea, the Neuralink. Have you ever watched a movie about cyborgs and tried to connect them with the human race? In Elon's brain, the mental idea can turn into reality. In July 2019, Elon Musk revealed a startup specializing in neurotechnology, and the information about the company and the details of the project aim to remain unclear precisely. In more than one interview, Musk mentioned the possibility of integrating human intelligence with artificial intelligence, which suggested that this is the ultimate goal of the company. Neuralink's idea is to develop a system in which the electrical signs of the brain can be recorded and sent to an external processing chip that allows control of other machines and applications. This means the ability to control machines and devices with our brains. The company also aims to create technology that allows for opposite communication. That means the ability to deliver certain thoughts to the brain from another device to implement them. This is really insane. The company currently aims to provide a high reliable platform that can be used for patients suffering from neurological problems or movement disabilities, such as paralysis and Parkinson's disease. The sixth idea, OpenAI. Since AI is the most interesting topic of our time, of course, Elon Musk will not leave it without setting a foot of madness in it. Some scientists, such as Stephen Hawking and Stuart Russell, have articulated concerns that if advanced AI someday gains the ability to redesign itself at an ever-increasing rate, an unstoppable intelligence explosion could lead to human extinction. Musk also stated in one of his interviews that he believes that artificial intelligence is the biggest existential threat in the future and even more than the nuclear bombs. Late 2015, OpenAI is an organization founded by Elon Musk and Sam Altman, who collectively pledged $1 billion. OpenAI is an artificial intelligence AI research laboratory consisting of the for-profit corporation OpenAI LP and its parent company, the nonprofit OpenAI Incorporated. The company, considered a competitor to DeepMind, conducts research in the field of AI with the stated goal of promoting and developing friendly AI in a way that benefits humanity as a whole. On 8th of September 2020, The Guardian ran an op-ed that made a lot of noise. Titled, "A Robot Wrote This Entire Article. Are You Scared Yet, Human?" The article was allegedly written by GPT-3, OpenAI's massive language. It was an article written by an artificial intelligence algorithm and aimed at convincing us that robots come in peace. Musk has stated he is motivated in part by concerns about the existential risk from artificial general intelligence. OpenAI states that it's hard to fathom how much human-level AI could benefit society, and that it is equally difficult to comprehend how much it could damage society if built or used incorrectly. Research on safety cannot safely be postponed. Because of AI's surprising history, it's hard to predict when human-level AI might come within reach.